everyone, and welcome back to another absurd heroine video. So today we are playing Dimir Control, and this is based off of a very popular Izzet control deck and Azorius control deck, but I thought, why not have fun with some Dimir too? So what do we got? It's got the usual package, everything is flash and or instant. So we have a couple of card draws here. We got our opts, Brineborn Cutthroat, Drown in the Lock. So target spell with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of creature cards in our controller's graveyard, and then destroy target creature with converted mana cost less than or blah blah blah. So this is about like getting things into your opponent's graveyard. And so we have a couple of our counter spells, Thought Collapse and Didn't Say Please, to like get stuff into their graveyard, as well as we'll, be countering stuff and killing stuff. So eventually we'll get just enough things into the graveyard that Drown in the Lock will be really good. And then, of course, we have Tyrant Scorn, Brazen Borrower, Gadwick the Wizened, which is a super fun card to play with. It is the only non-flash creature here. So when Gadwick the Wizened enters the battlefield, draw X cards. Whenever you cast a blue spell, tap target non-land permanent opponent controls. Then we have Chemist's Insight, Dream Eater. When Dream Eater enters the battlefield, surveil 4. When you do, you may return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. And then finally, we have Lockmere Serpent, and I love this card. This card's awesome. Very, very scary. Flash. You can sack an island to make it unblockable, sacrifice a swamp to gain one life and draw a card. And then you can exile 5 target lands from an opponent's graveyard to return it to your hand if it's in your graveyard. So it just has like some nice little persistence. Then of course we have Castle Ventress, just in case we have some mana open and we want to dig late game, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the deck. And of course we have our awesome Nightmare Moon card sleeves, which is great. So let's get in there and do some damage. And this one's been what I've been climbing the ladder with right now. So let's just continue to do so, shall we? All right. So we have in our opening hand, we have Opt, Drown in the Lock, 2 Drown in the Locks, and Brazen Borrower. This is not the best hand in the world, but I think I'll keep it because Brazen Borrower is strong, and we can perhaps opt into better counter spells or a Brineborn Cutthroat or something of the like. So I guess we'll keep it. So we have red, mono red. This is an okay matchup for us with our current hand. So long as we can get something in their graveyard, we should be fine. Because most of their stuff is just going to be like this. 1 mana, 1 or 2 mana, nothing crazy. So hopefully we can tempo them out once we start stabilizing. Opponent comes in, isn't casting anything. Nothing hasty anyway, which is good for us. What's he doing though? He's thinking about perhaps a barge in. Doesn't want to do it. We'll pass to their second main phase. Light up the stage, sure. All right, they got 2 lands. That's pretty good for us, I think. Unless that's what they were trying to get, then that's not great for us. All right, so let's just drop another island and we'll leave up a Brazen Borrower for anything crazy or scary that they drop. Next turn, we can Castle Ventress and keep up a Thought Collapse. Scorch Spitter, sure. Nothing crazy. And a Tin Street Dodger. Yep. All typical stuff here. I think we are going to Brazen Borrower this guy, though. He could have a mountain open to cast a barge in or some sort of pop spell. He does not, or she does not. Another light up the stage. Okay. So I think we'll just leave up Thought Collapse and Drown in the Lock. So now we should be able to counter. We can't counter Light Up the Stage just yet. We can Thought Collapse it if they cast that. Fervent Champion. I think we'll just let that in. We can Drown in the Lock that later if we want to. We're gonna be taking a little bit here, but that's fine. Because I'm going to counter that Thought Collapse. I'm sorry, that light up the stage with our Thought Collapse. Okay, another Scorched Bitter, that's good. Now our Drown and the Locks are pretty good here. Tyrant Scorn is a good draw. So we're going to want to pay for this, even though it hurts a little bit, so that we can get rid of 2 of their creatures. And we want to do it before they attack. We get rid of these Scorched Bitters because these represent 2 damage each. So we'll Drown in the Lock this guy. And I think we'll Tyrant Scorn this one. Alright. So now we just need to draw our big creatures or a Gadwick to block these guys. Torben. That's fine. Okay. Ow. That is not exactly what we want, but at least now we can Thought Collapse and Drown and Lock. Alright. So destroy this guy. Take 2. And we can Brazen Borrow at the end of the turn if they don't do anything. So they might very well have removal here, or direct damage rather. They do not. That's good for us. But we do need to draw something that we, other than the land. Tyrant Scorn, alright. So we'll get in for 3. We have to really hope that they don't have any direct damage or haste stuff. So we will Tyrant Scorn the Fervent Champion. Probably should Tyrant Scorn the Tinstreet Dodger actually, just in case we draw something that can block. Because now we definitely need a... Yeah, I mean we have to... we have to Thought Collapse some of this stuff. Unfortunately, we just didn't draw any of our blockers for these guys. And they whittled us down. Gadwick. That's pretty strong, actually. So I think we'll Gadwick for 2. And hope that we draw an Opt. We did. Excellent. But if they draw any kind of burn, we are definitely in trouble. So hopefully they didn't. Mono red, don't draw a burn. That's quite a big ask. Okay, sure. Thought Collapse. I think I'll keep that. Just in case. All right. So I'd say we're in a very difficult situation here still, a very sticky situation, but we do have a measure of control. We can counter anything. There is an argument for getting rid of that. And no, I am definitely not letting you have that. That's for sure. If that last one is burn, it's not. Okay, great. So we're just gonna get in with everything. Because at this point, they can just 10 Street Dodger, make it unblockable to attack us. So keeping Gadwick the Wizened back doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So we have to continue to hope that they don't have any burn. Well, actually, no, that's not true. We want them to draw burn now so that we can counter it. They can deal 1 damage to us, but then they won't have a blocker for us coming in after them. Okay. We are at 1 against mono red. Okay. Okay. We did it. That was a surprise. Honestly, I was not expecting to win. Woo! I wasn't expecting to win that one. After how low we got against mono red. It's always very, very dangerous to get that low against mono red. Never the place you want to be, but we got there, which is exciting. And must be frustrating for them, to be sure. Jayscraft. Okay, so we're definitely throwing this one back. Unfortunately, we got our high-end stuff and not enough lands, not enough draw. So we're gonna mulligan that. Yeah, okay, we can keep this. So we'll keep, I guess we'll put a Drown in the Lock underneath. And hope that we draw an Opt or something along those lines. Some draw. Or a Brineborn Cutthroat would be fine also. So they have 1 card in the graveyard already, which is good. Ah, okay. So we're gonna Brazen Borrower that for sure. And then keep up a counterspell next turn. Hopefully they just attempt to recast it. They do. Excellent. Thought collapse that. Get out of here. So it looks like we have ourselves some Simic food here. Boring, to be sure. So we'll just pass the turn, keep up a Thought Collapse, and if they don't do anything, we can just Drown in the Lock the Gilded Goose. Another Gilded Goose. Do we want to kill that? No. I don't really care about that right now. What we care about is what they could be casting with all of this mana. Nothing. Okay. That's cute. I'll pass. And we'll Brineborn Cutthroat, I suppose. Maybe Brazen Bower. Yeah, we'll Brineborn Cutthroat. That can become a big threat. Alright, unfortunately we're not getting lands. Which is what we really want, actually. We really want lands. What are you thinking? Nothing? Okay. So I guess we'll Brazen Borrower. I don't think there's anything really big that they can cast at instant speed here. There we go. There's something worth having. Just attack with a Brazen Borrower for now. Next turn, our Brineborn Cutthroat will be big enough to get in there and deal some damage. They just have a lot of mana right now, which is, you know, not the scariest thing in the world. They're gonna have a lot of food, but okay. Very well. Sure. That's fine. They're just gonna be gaining some life here. Looks like they are flooded to a degree. Ah, okay. That makes things easier for us. Looks like they did get mana flooded, which sucks, but it happens. It is Magic the Gathering after all. Doctor Who 69, classy. Stay classy, Magic. Okay, well, we don't have our second island, but we do have a Brineborn Cutthroat Brazen Borrower to help us get there. John on the lock. So I think we're okay. We can keep this. Looks like we're up against another mono-red aggro. Alright, there's our other island. Fervent Champion. Very well. So I think what we're going to do here is Brineborn Cutthroat and then keep up Brazen Borrower, I suppose? We don't have any counter spells just yet. We do have Drown on the Lock, but that's not going to help until they have actual cards in their graveyard. Suppose we could Brazen Borrower if they do anything crazy. Okay. Sure. Another... You control gets +1/+0. Do these stack? I wonder. Not quite sure. We're gonna return this. Yep. I'm not sure if that works with Cavalcade or not. I don't know. But we're in a little bit of trouble here. Because there's the Cavalcade. We're gonna find out right now if it works. It does work. Very interesting. Okay. So we can now kill these guys, which is great, but we still have to deal with a Ginger Brute. So we'll kill you. And kill you. And hope that we find an answer for this Ginger Brute before next turn. Or they might have Burner here, right here, right now. Light up the stage. No? Okay. Yep. That one was a bit too fast for us. Cavalcade of Calamity is still a good deck. Top Yo Shimo. This hand is a little slower than I like, but we do have a Tyrant Scorn and a Thought Collapse, so I will keep it. Yeah, going on the draw against mono red right now. Cavalcade is death. All right. So they kept whatever that was. So hopefully this must be Boros. Yeah, that's fine. We'll kill you. And then we'll Thought Collapse anything, and hopefully... I mean, we need one more land, but it would be nice to draw... Okay. I quite literally do not care about that at all. That's great. I'm cool. Fencing Ace. Okay. I think I'll just Thought Collapse that. What is this? Is whenever a creature enters the battlefield? Yeah. I think I'll just Thought Collapse that now. It's not the biggest problem in the world, but I just don't want to deal with it. Ooh, Krenko. Okay, this is an interesting deck. Sure. Alright. So we're gonna get hit pretty hard here. Maybe not. No, we should be fine. I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried. We'll bring out a Brineborn Cutthroat in the next turn. We got a Lockmere Serpent or a Dream Eater, like whatever we want. Really? The world is ours. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Deal 2. Cool. Brineborn Cutthroat. Chemister's Insight. That's a good draw. Alright. No. Sorry, we don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, actually. Okay. Pass. No blocks. Okay. Is he not doing anything? If he doesn't do anything, we'll probably Lockmere Serpent. Because I'm not too worried about any permanent on the board here. This is pretty weak. Pretty weak. So we'll attack with our Lockmere Serpent. What's he got? Anything? You got anything fun there, my man? Fibbleth. So he decides not to block. That's fine. Takes 7, and we'll just Castle Vantress and pass the turn. And if he plays anything scary, even remotely, we can Dream Eater to get rid of it. Okay, I'm still not going to block that. He's pumping it. So we are going to Dream Eater. Targeting the Goblin Banneret. We get to Surveil, which is always lovely. Wow, look at all these goodies. I kind of want to keep all of this. I guess we don't need another Cutthroat. I mean, I'm going to take all of this. This is all just control, straight up control. And we have all of the best things. Chemist's Insight. Got all the best things in our deck right now. We're in a pretty good command of the board here. Take that action. Okay, there we go. He sees the writing on the wall. Very good. Fun on a bun. I like that. I like that. Okay. I think this is totally keepable. We've got a couple of opts to draw what we need, filter out what we don't, and then a Tyrant Scorn is always good to have early, and a Brazen Borrower. So we're in good shape here. I like it. I do. All right, Breeding Pool, sure. Watery Grave. I think we do need another land eventually, but we don't want to flood out, so I'm gonna bottom that. Okay, see what I mean? That was 3 lands in a row. Makes me sad. Okay. So we'll Tyrant Scorn any threats, if they drop any. I'd probably even Tyrant Scorn a Goose. Leafkin Druid, sure. I think I actually do want to Tyrant Scorn that. Didn't say please. Perfect. So keep going. We have our Brazen Borrower and our Opts. Okay. Nope. Don't think so. Ooh, hello. Bioessence Hydra. That's cool. So we're just going to keep our Thought Collapse up for another Oko, because I'm sure they have another Oko, because anybody who plays Oko always draws all of them. Okay, that's fine. Gilded Goose. That's also fine. I think we will Brazen Borrower this food. And then opt. Chemist's Insight, yes, I'll take that, thank you. And a Swamp. Okay. So I guess we'll keep up our Thought Collapse for any big things that they might drop. Really an Oko, I guess. How many things? They have 5 things in their graveyard, so if we draw a Drown in the Loch, we can kill a Bioessence Hydra. They have 5 mana available to them. Hydroid Krasis. So if we counter this, they still draw the cards. So I'm not going to counter it. It's just a 3/3 flyer, which is fine. Our Brazen Borrower can deal with that. No. I am super tempted to cast our Brazen Borrower and then block and kill it, but I really want a Chemist's Insight. Perfect. Alright, so now we gotta drown on the lock. We have 6 mana. I think I'm gonna cast this guy for 1. One, 2, 3, 1. And then keep up a drown on the lock. So this way we can counter something or kill something and tap another thing. A Bioessence Hydra. Nope. Counter. Okay. That's exactly what we wanted to do. That's exactly what we wanted. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. I don't think that's what you want to do. All right, we're getting a lot of lands, but thankfully we do have our Chemist's Insight here, so we can just ditch a land for something good at the end of turn. They don't cast anything that we want to Thought Collapse. Or actually, we can do both. That's great. Cura. Do we care about Cura? I think we do. So we can Chemist's Insight or Brazen Borrower. And I honestly think, I don't care. You can bring out more mana if you want. I think we want a Chemist's Insight. I'll drop a swamp. We'll tap you. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. So let's get in with our Gadwick. Do we want to cast another Gadwick? I don't think we do, actually. I don't think we need to do that. Unfortunately, we didn't draw any more counter spells. So if they cast like another Oko, we're in a bit of trouble. Okay. Gargos. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell. Okay. I think we can just keep that guy tapped down. Okay, sure. So this is a Hydra deck. That's what this is. Sure. So let's Brazen Borrower. Tapping this. And block the Hydrid Krasis. Actually, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So we're gonna have to keep these guys tapped down as much as possible. Lockmere Serpent, that's a great draw. So we'll just get in there. Drown on the Lock is also really good. Sure. Kill your goose. So Lockmere Serpent can block Gargos. And Drown on the Lock can counter something. No, maybe we'll Chemist's Insight. Actually, let's see what they end up doing. It's not doing anything, so they're just going to... Okay. I think that's fine. So we'll tap that guy. Not like it truly matters. Because I want to block that with our Lockmere Serpent anyway. Okay, we definitely want to counter that. Okay. Very good. Now we're just gonna block like so. We'll bring our Lochmere Serpent back. One, two, three, four, five. And we still have enough mana to cast it. So that all works for me. End turn. So bring it back. Block a Bioessence Hydra. Sure. I quite literally do not care about that, I don't think. Not at the moment. Maybe I should, but it's a powerful card. Just land. That's fine. Okay. Not quite sure what that was all about. Okay. They didn't realize I brought it back to my hand. That's cool. Not many people play with Lochmere Serpent, so I'm not surprised that people don't really know how it works. It's a little on the high end, unfortunately. But I don't think we can send it back, so we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. Interesting. Okay. Keep the lands coming. Charming Prince. How charming. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play with Deafening Silence, honestly. So bring out a Brineborn Cutthroat, unless they do something crazy, in which we will Tyrant Scorn, but I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. Alright. So we'll attack. Pass the turn. Keep up our Tyrant Scorn for anything crazy. Prison Realm. Another Brineborn Cutthroat. That's good. That is good for us. Linden. There she is. Cool. That's fine. Gain a life. Yes. Pass. Brineborn Cutthroat and Brineborn Cutthroat. And I think we will attack with this guy. Probably don't want to block. At least that would be my guess. There we go. End the turn, and then if we get a land next turn, that would be great. The only thing we don't want is a Lochmere Serpent. Okay. Sure. That's fine. If they just attack with a Charming Prince, then I'm not interested in blocking, but... Actually, would I be interested in blocking anything? I don't think so. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. Sure. Yep. No blocks. Pass. Do want to keep it. Okay, great. And we'll attack for 3. Get in there. And we'll just keep up mana for a Lochmere Serpent. Or maybe even a Dream Eater? Not sure. Okay. Resolve. Lochmere Serpent. Maybe they have a God's Willing. What else would work? What else would kill a Lochmere Serpent at instant speed that is white? I'm sure there's plenty of stuff out there that I'm not thinking of. Okay. Works for me. Smothering Tithe. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Oops, sorry. Do I want to pay that? No. That's fine. Alright. So get in there with all the things. Next. Okay, your turn. So I'll just Dream Eater, whatever. Okay. I do not care. Don't need that. Don't need this. That all works. I don't think... I think they're in trouble here. No. Decline. And I guess we'll opt. That's fine. Not paying. Decline. Okay. I was like, that's not gonna do anything for you. Alright, we probably should have just bounced the Charming Prince, but it really didn't matter. Yeah, this looks alright. I think this is fine. Tyrant Scorn turn 2, Drown on the Lock after that. We're cool. We're good. We're not on the play, unfortunately. Ooh, against red. Being on the draw against red is never fun. We don't really want these high-end creatures just yet. Oh, interesting. Okay. Alright. So what do we have here? A Beam Splitter deck? Is this a Beam Splitter deck? That would really make me happy, actually, if they were playing that. Royal Scions. Sure. Considering I can't actually do anything about that just yet. Sure. A shock. So we're gonna kill that before it attacks and can shock our face. Alright. And I guess we'll just pass the turn. So now they have 2 things in their graveyard, so we can counter anything. Well, we can counter some things. We can't counter anything. We can counter 3 mana and less. So unless they spend all of their mana on something, okay, great. I'm cool. I can just hang out and wait for a Dream Eater. I don't think we have any way that we can... Well, we have Brazen Borrower. We definitely need a Brazen Borrower here. So I think we're actually going to do this. Unless they actually have a counterspell of their own? No, Thrill of Possibility. Okay, sure. Okay. Alright, so we want to kill that.
My plan is crystallizing.
And definitely want to get in against this dude. Ah. Never mind. Okay. Well, we're just gonna Dream Eater now so that they can't actually ultimate their dude. So I don't think we need this. I don't think we need any of this stuff, actually. Take that action. Get out of here. And yeah, they can kill our Dream Eater, but then we're gonna kill their Tyrant Scorn. And counter whatever else it is that they... Oof, 2 of them, huh? Well, that's okay. We can Drown on the Lock both of them. Or Tyrant Scorn 1 and... Yep. Yep. Alrighty. So I guess we'll just do this now. And pass the turn. Opt at the end of their turn. I'm not quite sure what the best thing is to do here. Sorry for being a little quiet there. We need to get rid of this Royal Scions. We can do that again with another Dream Eater. I think we'll just drown on the lock that. I don't care for that. Okay, Brazen Borrower. That's pretty good. That's pretty decent. I think we'll do that at the end of their turn. Or we can even just Dream Eater again, which I think would be just fine. Ha! You know what? We could even counter that, which is what we're going to do. Because they had to discard a card, and they don't get to draw their 2 cards. So, nah. We don't get to Dream Eater, but we can Brazen Borrower. Do we care about that? I don't think we care about that right now. I think that's fine. Sure. Okay. All right, they're dropping their direct damage, which is fine. Okay, so we are going to, whoops, Brazen Borrower. This guy. And opt a Gadwick. We'll keep a Gadwick. And what do we got? I think we'll just pass the turn, because we do want to counter that Scion. We do want to counter the Scion, so we're going to do that. And then we can... Maybe we don't want to counter it. Maybe we can just Dream Eater it to get in and kill. Now we want to counter that, I think. We'll Brazen Borrower to get in against the Saheeli. Oh, they have 2. Sure. Sure, man. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll cast the Lockmere Serpent now. And get in against the Royal Scions with the Lockmere Serpent. Yep. At this point, they have a lot of little drones. Sure. I guess we should have countered that, huh? I did want to counter these Royal Scions, though. I suppose I should have understood that they were just going to be casting a lot of stuff. They're also drawing a lot. They're going to mill themselves here eventually. Mm-hmm.
Your heart can overcome any challenge.
So, yeah, I think we're just going to Lockmere Serpent, honestly. We can make it unblockable to kill the Royal Scions. Okay. All right, next, get in against you. Ah, no, you against her.
Retreat is a valid
All right.
strategy.
And I'm gonna play this for 2. Okay. I think we're in a pretty good spot here. As long as they don't get another... Never mind.
I lead the way, but my brother will.
Okay.
Fear into the heart.
So what can they cast for 3? Shock. Scorching Dragonfire. Okay. That is a problem. This is now a problem. That's unfortunate that they had another Royal Scion. How many did they cast already? Are we just dead now? I think we might just be dead now. No, we're
Shocked.
And shattered.
what can we possibly do? I guess we can cast a Gadwick for 2, right? Still 2. Hope that we draw an island. Okay, we did. Grand. Okay. Still gonna hurt. We should have attacked with our Brazen Borrower. Okay. That's still it, right? We're dead? We're dead. Ah, goodness. They got us. All of those Scions, we couldn't deal with it. I guess we should have countered the Saheeli. That was the mistake that I made. I will not make that mistake again. You live and you learn. Counter the Saheeli in the cantrip draw deck. Deep in my mind. Oh goodness. Okay. This is alright. Actually, you know what? This is awful. I don't think this is good at all. Never mind. This is better. This one is better. And we can put the swamp under, I think? Guild gates. Interesting. What still plays gates at this moment? Okay, sure. I guess we will take that swamp now. So we're gonna Tyrant Scorn the heck out of that, that's for sure. But I think we are going to wait until they cast something on it. Yes, they'll get the scry, but they'll also kind of lose their turn. Are they really not gonna do anything to it? Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. They do get to scry. Okay. And now they have 2 things in the graveyard, which is great, because now we can counter with Drown on the Lock. Can't counter that, but we can Tyrant Scorn that, which I am perfectly and 100% okay with. Goodbye. Okay. Borrower. Borrower's not bad. Okay, cool. So I guess we're just gonna Gadwick here. Since they're not doing too much. The gates are now open to them if they want, but they've already lost their momentum, which is what you really need to do against the Feather deck. You just destroy their early momentum and they have a really hard time getting it back. All right. So that was the Dimir control deck. I mean, we did a really good job. A couple of the losses that I faced were my own fault, right? So not the deck's fault, but my fault. So this is just another version of the control deck that is going around, like the blue spicy control deck. If I were to change anything, perhaps Brineborn Cutthroat was like a little underwhelming. Drown in the Loch was also kind of challenging at times. So maybe instead of a Brineborn Cutthroat, what could you possibly put in here? I would say play around with these two slots. Drown in the Loch is really good, so long, but not like in the opening hand per se, right? Because you don't have any way of kind of milling them. If they don't have action that puts things in their graveyard, then it's a little bit useless right away until you can counter their stuff or kill their stuff to put things in their graveyard. But anyway, this deck is really fun. I've been using this deck to climb the ladder. Yes, I'm not super far up the ladder just yet because I don't really play the ladder too often. I mostly play tests and stuff like that in casual queue. But yeah, that's the deck. I hope you guys had a fun time watching me play this deck. I definitely had a fun time playing for you. And until the next time that we see each other, have good luck in all of your games. Ciao.